In the shadows of justice, unanswered questions remain about what happened that night Maddie's life was so brutally taken. What involvement did her mother, Jen Soto, really have?
And if I could have traded places with her, I would have done so with zero hesitation or regrets. Yes, I am giving you, Jay, permission to tell, and my parents, what I've told you here.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone ought to hear my side of things, and I know they have wanted some answers. I still want to fight this. To do so, I would have to risk my life because the state has said if I try to come back and fight it and succeed in withdrawing my plea, they will seek the death penalty again. And I would need better legal representation who are willing to put in more effort and are less concerned with preserving their working relationship with the state attorneys. Okay, I will send this off now. Take care. And thank you again for your help to reconnect me with my family. It really means a lot to me. Now, this is you. So, September 22nd.
I love all of you guys, but I cannot wait until the spotlight is all over Jen Soto between now and the next week in law enforcement, and they open the case and you guys see an arrest or an interrogation without a lawyer possibly, or even with one. You guys will absolutely eat your words about what we're talking about tonight. It doesn't have anything to do with what Stefan's saying because we believe him or because we want to coddle him. It's about arresting Jen Soto and having her be culpable for what she should have been and what he should have said when he had the opportunity to. What he meant by the lawyers telling him to shut up was not to talk to law enforcement about it, not to talk to his parents about it, not to talk to us about it, nothing, not to say anything about Jen Soto. They told him that they would get depositions from Jen Soto, and she refused it. She lawyered up. They never got the opportunity, and then he was sentenced. So I don't care about that. We're listening to what he says, so we can hear that night Jen Soto probably always gave her weed, Ativan, a bunch of pills, etc. And maybe it was too much that night. It doesn't take away the fact that he essayed her for years. And we asked him about that, and he said, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. And I'm okay with that. That's a big responsibility to have. And no, he is not a victim. Nobody ever said he was a victim. Okay, is it my turn to read?
Yes.
All right, September 22nd to Stefan. I'm just going to read the, what do you do to pass the time? Is the food terrible? Another question. Before you went to Jen's to be there with Maddie, you got home from her birthday party, you left your parents very anxious. Why were you so anxious leaving your parents? How was it at Disney? All right, now from Stefan. I'll go ahead and read that so I don't read the chat. September 23rd. This was 3 days ago from Stefan Stearns.
It's a really long one in your voice. How's your voice?
I'm okay. It's better than me watching chat.
I don't want to watch chat either. You should let me read.
Okay, go ahead. Good. Okay.
Then I mute myself after I say that because I'm a dork. So
yeah, go ahead.
September 23rd from Stefan. Hey, I did hear from my parents. Thank you so much for your effort to get me back in touch with them. I truly appreciate it. I am fairly settled in here. I moved over to a new dorm from M2 to M1 next door. M1 is the step-up dorm, so it's a little better, consisting of people with better behavior, more community-oriented. We even have weekly bingo nights with prize packages consisting of canteen items that many of us donate. The whole dorm plays. If I continue to do well, I will set up again to L dorm, which step up, which has even more privileges and perks. Okay, because he said there were 3 levels. So that makes sense. He's now from the lowest to the middle, and then there's the one higher. I pass the time here on my tablet out at the rec yard playing cornhole or walking laps around the yard, at my bunk talking to my neighbors, or walking around the dorm talking to friends, reading, playing Sudoku, or in the day room watching TV. On the weekends, we get to watch TV till around 1 a.m. So a few of us will have movie nights and watch whatever is on. And of course, drink lots of coffee. We all live on coffee in here. Thankfully, it's cheaper here than it was in Osceola County. I am making friends, but still need to be careful of who I trust. and have to be careful of how I act and speak to certain people. It's prison, so the wrong words or actions can land you in the hospital or morgue very quickly. And this place isn't even as bad as the regular prison compounds. The place I left, Appalachia, is notoriously bad and bloody. I am learning my way around here, though. The food is actually an improvement over the horrible crap they served us at Osceola. That was a big surprise for me, realizing the food was better. For instance, tomorrow is Tuesday, which is chicken on the bone day. We will get a chicken leg quarter for lunch. We will have sausage patties and biscuits for breakfast. Sometimes we get scrambled eggs and grits for breakfast or biscuits and gravy. It's not terrible. And we can get all sorts of condiments from canteen to improve the food from the chow hop. The canteen window has far more options and items than the commissary menu at county did too. They are not as strict about books and magazines, so I won't have to deal with the ridiculous level of restrictions that the county jail had. I have a call out pass for the library tomorrow, so I will see what they have and check the LRC list to see what I'm allowed to get delivered, what's approved, and what's not. Okay, it's doing that thing where all the letters are crammed together. So I don't recall exactly what I was anxious about before I left for Jen's. It was not related to anything with her or Maddie. I think I was anxious in general over my job situation and regretting having left Disney. I needed to save up to try to move back to the Orlando area to rejoin Disney. I left on good terms and I was welcome to come back, but I lost all my progress. So I was anxious in general. In general, over having basically set myself back and wasted a year of hard work and progress with the company and having to start over again. Got it. Working at Disney was the most fun I've ever had at a job. I liked my coworkers. I liked my supervisors and managers. They liked me. I looked forward to going to work, and I worked very hard from the moment I clocked in until the moment I clocked out. I was giving 110%. I was burning on average anywhere from 5 to 7 calories in a shift and getting anywhere from 10 to 20,000 steps depending on the length of shift I was working. I had lost 50 pounds and my health was good.
Hold on, stop. We did not ban anyone for calling a child predator to burn in hell. Let's not spread rumors. They're going to go back to other chats. I didn't even get to comment on that. All right. We have 1,527 people in chat. If Stefan was going to talk and tell you what happened that night, you're not going to say, hey, what happened that night? Can you tell me? Oh, yeah, burn in hell, by the way. Now talk to me. So, no, you guys can say the stuff. Just be chill, be cool, and let's not start stupid rumors. Please. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Man, people are wild.
I had lost 50 pounds and my health was good. I loved getting to be behind the scenes, making the magic, operating the rides, and making the experience better for the guests I interacted with. I genuinely loved what I did there. I immediately regretted leaving that job to go back to my parents to work in real estate again. And the benefits were nice. We had a good union, decent health insurance, good hours, free admission to the parks. That alone, dining and merchandise discounts. The company paid for education as well. I miss it. When I think about my time there now, it feels like a distant dream from another life. I am making the best of things right now, but I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing this. I don't belong here. I know it. The people around me know it. I need to get back in the fight. My case was handled horribly and I got screwed over very badly. I'm going to send this off. My neighbor is letting me check out this music and game collection on his tablet. Take care and talk to you later. Okay, I'm going to mute right now.
Yes, please. All right. Is it my turn? All right, it's my turn. All right. Yes, we don't like what he's saying, and whatever he's saying, that's on him. Again, when FOIAs come out, if they come out in a year from now, you're going to be on someone else's channel listening to them read this as well. All right. I guarantee that. Grammy T says, I unsubbed from that channel after 18 months of membership and let them know why. I love and respect you always. Thank you, Grammy T. And I did want to say something about that there's another channel that also reached out to Stefan Stearns and was successful in getting through. But instead of finding out what happened to Maddie that night, was Jen culpable? Is there any way we can get evidence to arrest Jen Soto because she was involved? Instead of doing that, they pretended to be a different name and they made sexual advances towards Stefan. They talked about Latina booties and things that would appeal to Stefan as a man, all right, or whatever that he's got going on. So they didn't use their platform. They didn't use getting in touch with Stefan to find anything out except for stupid ass content. All right. So we've got the opportunity. That's what we're going to do. That's not on him. We're not trying to have him get out or anything like that. That's his battle. That is Stefan Stearns' trunk. This is the evidence. These are the evidence photos. Okay, go ahead.
Can I just say one thing? Right at the very end when he says, I don't belong here. I know it, and the people around me know it. That's the only part I got with him. He's got that wrong. Yes, you do, honey.
Oh yeah, yeah,
you did think not, maybe not to that case because they didn't do the separate CSAM one, but you did. You're still guilty of things, and so unfortunately, we're at now.
Right,
and he needs to. I hope in his reflection and his time dwelling,
right,
that he really,
and here's the thing is I know how to,
and then says, you know what?
Yep. But that's what we're waiting for. That's why we keep pushing it to talk to him. But I'm sure as hell, I know how to, I'm 46 years old and I know how to control myself without getting angry. So you could spit in my face and I'll say, okay, and wipe it off. All right. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I've watched Datelines. I've watched many of these crime things, and they have a person that's a detective that builds a rapport with the serial killer, and it can take 20 years to get the person to feel safe enough to say the information Jay has been able to work on. Okay?
There's a reason
that's the way it is.
Reason I got kicked off Turtle Island because of the Stearns. Oh, Matt, damn it. I thought it was because it was a bunch of nonsense crama that want me kicked off. Shoot, man. Damn
Everybody has a weird ass family, Matt Banks. I'm pretty sure if we held yours to a light, it would be pretty weird because we're humans on the same planet. Let's be serious.
They're obviously from the crama. Yeah, they're from the crama community.